morning, teacher. We're going to talk about participant observation. The members of my group are Emilce Sigcho, Lilian Lema, Karolyne Piedra, and the person who is talking to you, Maria del Cisne Gomez. This video is going to be divided in 4 parts. Emilce is going to be in charge of Bernard's reasons for conducting participant observation. I'm going to talk about the benefits of this technique. Lily is going to talk about the drawbacks, and finally Karolyne is going to talk about the role of a participant observer.
Bernard's reasons for conducting participant observations are 5 and are the following. The first one is opening up the areas of inquiry to collect a wider range of data. If the participant observer is not in the place where he's going to take the research, he won't be able to collect the data because unknown people is not allowed to observe what happens in a social group. The second one is reducing the problems of reactivity. This is about the capability of the participant observer to get involved in a social group, and even if he's taking photos or interviewing people, the people will not feel uncomfortable with his presence. The third one is enabling researchers to know what questions to ask about. The participant observer has to be aware about the questions that is asking. If the language is not understandable enough, or if the questions are sensitive, the participants are not being able to respond to the questions. The fourth one is gaining intuitive understanding of the meaning of your data. Because of the participant observer being in the place, he will know how to explain the data that he collected, because he was there and he knows how to explain what happened there. The fifth one is addressing problems that are simply unavailable to other data collection techniques. Experience is the best way for collecting data that cannot be collected in other way.
Talking about the benefits of this technique. First, we have to establish the research inquiry for later more structured data collection. If you're not knowledgeable about the environment in which you want to conduct your experiment, you should start with participant observation, because it will give you a general overview about the topics, and you can have particular aspects of the community or the natural setting in which your experiment will be developed. Okay. The second one is to avoid suspect self-reported data. This has to be with the self-perception that you have about yourself. Sometimes it happens that within face-to-face interviews, people usually do not tell you the truth because they are ashamed about themselves. It can be related with illegal matters perhaps, or maybe if that person is the abuser, or if that person is the abused one. Okay? Number 3, to identify behaviors that might go unreported or be missed due to the limitations of procedural memory. The researcher goes deeply in analyzing how a person interacts with its environment that analyzes unconscious patterns of behaviors, such as speaking. We don't think about what words we are going to say. That's why it's unconscious. Number 4, to lessen reporting biases. We as researchers or as reporters have to say the truth as it is. We cannot bias ourselves by giving our perceptions about what we saw in the natural setting. Number 5, to integrate the observed behavior into its physical context. It means that the natural setting and the behavior will have a connection. There you will firsthand experience the behavior of that person. Number 6, to see the behavior you are interested in as it happens. There's no limits for participant observation. You can observe how a person interacts with its environment and determine some particular aspects of its behavior.
Also, we need to be aware when we are doing participant observation because there are some drawbacks. These are time-consuming. We can't estimate how long the study will take, so we need to establish and clarify our objectives. Practitioner sensitive. We can't compare our results with another results because each results are unique. Difficult to generalize. The results that we get can belong to another site, so the value of the result will reduce. Not respects your audience, such as research sponsors or user data can consider your research as unscientific. So you need to be realistic. You should take advantage of the strengths and minimize the weaknesses.
Well, the role of participant observation is to be part of the research group, doing the same activities like playing, working, or living with them in order to collect data. To collect data, the participant observer must be careful at the moment of taking photos, recording videos, and asking personal questions because people will think that he or she hasn't been honest. Also, the participant observation has multiple phases. The first one is exploratory, the second is questionnaire, third, survey, for concept test, 5 in situ prototype use text, and the last one is large-scale use text of final products.